it's like a notification comes up on my phone and it's like a minute later or something. So just off the back, very impromptu. Okay, coming back to business. So I was sipping my coffee while waiting. Okay, can't help it, can we? Right, so everything I'm going to talk about today, it's about your happiness, it's about making your dreams come true, it's about, victory and success over absolutely everything. And everything that I am saying, it's already in the Bible, so everything's already in there, so if you don't want to take my word for it, please, get the advice, guidance and help out of the Bible, because it's all in there anyway. Okay, that you can accomplish anything, that you can achieve anything, that you can have your heart's desires and your dreams and your wish fulfillments and, everything that you want out of life. And, talked last time. Right, so we've got someone on. So, right, we are live now. So I will carry on. So we're following our dreams. We're definitely going to make it happen. There's no way that we can fail. Failure is not an option. Are you listening? Now, the only reason we're failing at this time is because of ourselves. Okay, it's as simple as that. Whether it's our inner conflicts, our what's it called? Breaking through the stigmas in it. Got to break through stigmas, don't we? Or, I'm too big, too small, too tall, too far away. Whatever your stigma is, and that's your push throughs, your breakthroughs, and that's the change. That's your transformation. That's your change. Okay, so that's that. And then down to the external factors, the haters, the naysayers, the fan club, they're all as bad as each other. The fan club, all as bad as each other. The naysayers. So say, for example, then I'll just say my YouTube channel. People could have not taken it seriously. Oh, look at her, not taken seriously. Everyone takes you as a joke. Everyone's, dismissing you, and all the rest of it. And that's the stigma, isn't it? Well, we push through that. We don't even care what they're saying. That's not going to influence us and our decisions, So, and if it does, well, then that's down to yourself, and that's the stigma you break through. Well, we don't care what we're saying. We're not bothered what they're saying. We're going to persevere, be determined. Perseverance and what's the other word? I can't remember what, pushing forward, breaking through the boundaries, pushing through, achieving, accomplishing, and, getting your life in order. And it doesn't matter whether, you're at rock bottom, whether, you're a multi-millionaire. It's about your own fulfillment and your own happiness in life. Okay, so this is a winning formula. I've got this anyway. Okay. And yeah, I will, I'll put it out right now. My goals and dreams is to become a multi-millionaire, and I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to achieve this. Now, you could be watching this, so this is like, then my, could be, but it isn't. Well, who's going to believe me if I've not already achieved it? How can I sell that idea if I've not achieved it? Well, that's my dream, and now you apply your dream to yourself, but I'm saying that about myself. That's what I want. But just because I'm not a millionaire right this second, because how could that have helped you? How could that have helped anyone if I turn up as a multimillionaire that can't relate to anyone, and then I'm full of stories of how to do it, well, you want to do this, oh, you don't want to do it like that, you want to do it like this, and that's not what it's about. I'm going to sit here and we'll do it together. We'll do it together. Okay, so, and then the last thing, right, so you're in a conflict, you're in a battles, there's no confidence, self-assurance, consciousness, whatever the case may be, it doesn't even matter. It's fine as long as you can put a little label on it. That's fine, because then I can't emphasize enough in this now. Even if you only take one message today, take this one. You have the final say. You have the final say. So say, I was going to perform a song, or I don't feel confident enough. I feel a bit shy. I feel a bit, it could be anything, couldn't it? Well, are you thinking positive or are you thinking negative? And that's the only two questions you ask yourself. Right. So then this is your message. You have the final say. You always have the final say. Okay, so you could hi, Will, hello. Right, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Hey, we're getting down to business. This now is a business plan. I've got this one, and then I've got, something else for us to have a little look at. It doesn't matter whether it's a product or a service. Okay, it could be anything. A product or a service. And I'm not talking regurgitating other people's products and, we're going to open a shop and start selling everyone else's wares. We're not. We're creating our own. We're creating our own. And it all comes down. Do I like Apple? I don't know. I'm not even bothered. Techno savvy, aren't I? Anything to break them all. I've got 3 laptops, 2 phones, and oh God, I'll leave that conversation right there. But that then brings me down to the next point, what I was going to say. Everything's achievable for the fact that everything that you're dealing with is an inanimate object. Right? Hi, Dusty. Hi, Dendick. Hi, Will. It's a pleasure to have you in my channel. You're coming into my channel, you're going to get me, aren't you? Okay? And that, again, it's down to yourself. Well, you can hate me, love me. I couldn't give a flying toot, because the bottom line is you've chose to come onto my channel, not you lot. I'm not speaking to you now. This is generally speaking. This is our point of view. You can't come on here and throw your hate, your abuse, your whatever, your trolling. Not you lot, not my guys, because it's their own actions that have watching the channel, isn't it? It's they're the ones to blame. It's their own doing, their own self-doing. So tough shit, tough titties. That's all we've got to say about that. So everything you're dealing with is an inanimate object, okay? And you have to see it like that. It's an inanimate object, and that's the end of that, okay? And then there's only so many categories, isn't there? And I'm going to come on to services. And yes, you do ask for money for them. It's not free. It's just as valid. It's just as vital. It's just as important, and your very, very important contribution to society, and everything else. Inanimate objects only comes down to so many categories. Well, is it a food product? Is it a clothing product? Is it a house range product? Is it a travel thing? Is it an accessory? Is it something you can use? Is it, a utensil? There's only so many categories of inanimate objects that you can actually choose from. So then that's what you break it down. You know how you can, idiot say how. You know how you can, idiot say how. Dusty, what does that mean? Hey babe, what does that mean, pal? What does that mean? Right, I just work at Wendy's, mate. I'm a Wendy's girl. Nothing just about it. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, in your words anyway. So inanimate objects, that's all you're dealing with. So as long as you can create it, design it, imagine it, as long as you can imagine it, and then we put it on pen and paper, and then we start making it. And you never, ever, ever have to worry about the hows. Never worry about the hows. What would one of the hows be? I don't know. But don't ever worry about the hows. For example, right, say if I've got no money whatsoever, and then and I need a pad, don't I? I need a pad, couple of quid, nothing. I've not got a couple of quid could be my loaf of bread or my bottle of milk, simple as that. Okay, so then how? Well, I get enough mail and empty envelopes. Let me move that just so I can make this a bit clearer. That I have now got a substantial amount of paper that I could write anything I wanted to. Okay. So there's no kind of hows about it. Inanimate objects, Johnson design, dining tables. Well, it's 4 legs and a top, isn't it? It's about changing your life. It's about changing your life and about behind the scenes. You could see a super yacht and it's fantastic, but behind the scenes, someone was just sat there quite quietly. And, drawing it, designing it, thinking about it. It needs a room, it needs a sail, it needs an engine, it needs a window, it needs a steering wheel. We'll get that steering wheel, that window, that bench, that decking, that whatever, and we'll put it all together and how it marries well together, putting things together. That's all it's about. Okay. Hi, Cassia. Thank you for joining me. Thank you very much for joining me. Okay, so we're getting down to business and it's very, very easy. It's very, very easy. Oh, my mum used to say, Rebecca, you've got confidence till it's coming out of your ears. And then, I suppose she was right. And I have. Now, confidence only means just doing it anyway. All the definition of confidence is just doing it anyway, just doing it regardless. That's all it's about. Doing it despite that you might be fearful, scared, ill-prepared. It could be anything. And that's you breaking through the stigma. Or, me phone stand, I've just given a little wobble to. From the pound shop, what is it? You got to speculate to accumulate. God, I showed it you last time. The legs at the bottom's out, they don't even stand it up. But, I could have, I'm ill prepared. I've not got the right equipment. Well, I've got the confidence to persevere and carry on. And I will do this live. I will help somebody today. And I could be helping anybody today. My nose and throat is hurting. Bit of fresh air, a bit of water. Are you thinking negative? Are you thinking positive? Is your spirit nice and happy? We're in good spirits, good health. It's all in the Bible. God didn't give you diseases. So you pray to God, you'll never find me ill. I am never ill. You'll never find me ill. Struggle and battle with mental things. Oh, and no, I'm not depressed. No, I'm not depressed. I see very, very clearly, which is why, things kind of piss you off or whatever. It's nothing about depression. It's about being open-minded, very realistic, and seeing things for what they are. So that don't make you depressed. Deep rest. No such thing as depression. No such thing as diseases. God didn't give you illnesses and diseases. He didn't do that in the slightest. Okay, so confidence just means doing it anyway. Doing it regardless, just doing it anyway, taking action, doing it, perseverance, moving yourself forward one thing at a time. You've got to imagine it. Be selfish. So be confident. Remember that you, God, has the last say. You always have the last say, whether it's your own, inner demons, in a battle, in a conflict, other people's external influences, the naysayers, haters, stalkers, nutcases, psychopaths, whatever. You have the last say. Well, it don't matter what they're saying because the credibility of them is so low vibrational and beneath you. Who? Who are you even talking about? Don't even filter in our world, do they? Okay, so products, it's just an inanimate object. If you want to lie in bed all day drawing and designing wedding dresses all day long, then so be it. That's what you do. the fabric, the tailor cut, the accessories on it, the fastenings of it. That's really like all you've got to think about, isn't it? How am I going to draw a wedding dress? Well, what colour? Well, it's going to be white. Well, that's one of your housing. It's as simple as that. And like two things. So then we'll go on to product about services. So about costing, and we're all embarrassed to talk about money. Right, I dashed it. Right, now. I want to be a multi-millionaire, okay? And I'm not even embarrassed to say that. I've got no reservations about kind of, putting it out there. It don't matter. There's 8 billion people out there. So if I only got a quid of about 1% of them, well, that's me sorted, isn't it? It's that easy. I've only got to make a pound profit from 1,000,000 sales. Sorry, look at me doing the maths. I want to be a millionaire, and I said it is 1,000, but it don't matter. And in today's world, and we have got the internet, you've got your local area, your family and friends, closed town centres, shops, other industries that are doing it, people that can kind of, say if you were designing chairs all day long, well, you could have a chair shop, you could be selling it all over the internet on about 20 different platforms, or you could be going to every single restaurant local to you and selling your chairs to them. It don't really matter. And then the pricing of it, well, if you go, well, you can have it all for free. Well, it's got no value and nobody really wants it or nobody believes in it. It's the same now for a service, for whatever service you're providing. And, then we'll go on to killer heels then, won't we? So I could design killer heels. I might want to spend all my day just designing killer heels all day. Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for asking, dogs. I am the dog's bollocks. That's what I am, the dog's bollocks. Okay, so, I forgot what I was going to say now. What was I even talking about? That's it, about the pricing. So, say if I was making shoes, I thought, well, do you know what? I'm just going to make them for a tenner, aren't I? I'm just going to make them for a tenner, because I feel sorry for everyone and no one's got money and everyone's poor and everyone's skint and everyone's got poverty and everyone's this and everyone's that. Well, then they might not have money for them, but I doubt that. And, if you're trying to reach a higher level and more success, well, there's no multi-billionaire going to buy a pair of shoes for a tenner. So you've lost your target market there, haven't you? Whereas if I produce a pair of shoes and I'm going to charge £10,000 for them, what? I heard you all say. If I went, well, I'm going to charge £10,000, it's one-off, it's unique, it's £10,000 for one pair of shoes, it's simple as that. All the naysayers, all my family and friends, no one's going to want to buy a pair of shoes £10,000, Rebecca. Well, I'll tell you this, some multi-billionaire will 100% want to buy my £10,000 pair of shoes so they can show off to all the friends that they're wearing a £10,000 pair of shoes. They don't want the tenner pair. They want the £10,000 pair of shoes. They want a £20,000 pair of shoes. I'm the only person that's got this pair of shoes to go on my super yacht, So, yeah, we are going to price it properly. We're not giving it away for free. On my channel, you get the lap dance for free, though, don't you? But that's about all you're going to get for free. You can have the lap dance for free, can't you? Okay, and now it comes on to services, and it's exactly the same. The education behind it, the skills behind it, the time behind it, the organisation behind it, the organisation behind you setting your company up behind it, and the organisation of their specific job for it. And besides, they've come into you to ask you for your service. Knowing that, it's going to have a price, it's going to have a cost, it's got a price list on it, hasn't it? They didn't come to get your service expecting it for free anyway. Nobody did that, so you be very realistic about your pricing. So it is on a kind of somewhere, about your pricing. Let me just have a sip of my drink. Okay, you keep it real, you keep your pricing very real. And so, say for example, there's two services, and so people are coming to you and they want a service, right? And they're not going to feel ripped off because when they come to you, they didn't walk away with 3 full carry bags of stuff, did they? They didn't walk away with a box full of goodies, did they? Because you gave them the goodies, the internal goodies, the help goodies, the skill, the upgrade in the life, Right. So say if I was going to set up a company of a service, and it could be, what's it called? Honey Trap. Right. I might want to be a private investigator like Magnum PI, mine. Can you remember Magnum PI? Or I might want to do a honey trap, mine. Okay. And we'll kind of make light of it, but really, it's a very sensitive issue, isn't it? There are companies like that are already, up and running. So again, not all these things already exist. You're just, hi, Ronaldo. It's a pleasure to have you on. And I do hope, this helps you. And we're doing it together. I'm not telling you what to do. We're actually doing it together. So, rewatch this over and over again. I have done other ones where I've listened. I am going to actually read them again, in a minute or two. And you get your pen and paper and you're doing this for yourself. This channel is for if you want to change your life, and it's as simple as that. You've come into my channel and you're going to get help if you come onto my channel. That's what you're going to get. Okay, so say if I wanted to set up this company to run a honey trap, right? And do you know what I mean by that? I mean, like, say if Susie wanted my services and she's suspecting her husband's cheating on her, isn't she? So next thing, I'm offering this service of the honey trap. So I'll be following her husband round, won't I? Seeing what he gets up to, seeing if he's telling the truth. He says he goes to work 9 till 5. But is he going to strip bars? Is he seeing his mistress? Is he getting prostitutes? It could be absolutely anything, it could be absolutely anything whatsoever. So I will, maybe follow him, taking photos, videos, collecting evidence. What else? And then I could, suited and booted, dress myself up, go to the clubs he goes to, and, kind of throw myself at him, make a bit of a pass, a bit of a move on him, something, honey trap. Let's trap the guy. Let's catch him. Let's catch him red-handed. That's what we're going to do, isn't it? Okay, so that's the service. That's the service. Now, for Susie, initially, it'll be very uncomfortable, very upsetting, very, heartbreaking. Her life's going to flash before her eyes. She's going to be losing everything she's believed in. Her whole world's going to fall apart, in it. And that's for a week or two of us lot following this guy around, isn't it? So 2 weeks following this guy around. Susie's devastated, can't stop crying. It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible. And then, a week up, but we're going to charge her. We're still going to charge her. And that's like someone's vulnerability as well. So even then, she's not going to get it for free, is it? She's come to us. She's asked for the service and there's a price. I've got a price list there, haven't I? If you want me to follow him, collect evidence, honey trap him, stalk him, do you want me to sleep with him? Do you want me to do whatever? It could be absolutely anything. She's come to you, hasn't she? And there's price for it. I put myself off when I said sleep with him. Sorry, baby. Hey, I love your boyfriend. I love you more than anything in the whole wide world. Okay, so she might be very upset, vulnerable, upset, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, 2 weeks later, when she's calmed down, she'll realise we did her a favour. She didn't want him. He didn't even love her. He was messing her around. She didn't want, to be, getting diseases and she didn't, devilry in it, Satan, unfaithfulness, infidelity, adultery, temptation, promiscuous, behaviour. It's all from the devil. They're gifts from the devil, and you can keep that. And, then she will realise, well, she doesn't actually, she didn't even know the guy. She don't want to be part of that. She's now grateful grateful she's not with someone like that, happy that she's not with someone like that. And for them 2 weeks of upset, well, she'll have the next 50 years of her life not upset, not paranoid, not suspicious, not watching back, not wondering what he's up to. She's then disconnected from that connection. She's broke free from that behaviour in the treatment. And then she's moved on, happier life, finding herself again, working on herself and her shadows and healing herself. And like all these, things that they're saying. So the service was valuable. So then you do put a value on it. It does have a price on it. So just because it's a service, we're a private investigator, we're a honey trapper, we're a mistress hunter, whatever, consultations. It's an hour, it takes your time, it's your education, it's your skill, and it's £200 for a consultation, please. And that's the way it is. Excuse me. So whether it's a service and they're not walking away with carrier bags, or if it's a product and they're walking away with a dining table, with new alloy wheels, with a new laptop, a new solar powered laptop, with a new, cameraed up piece of clothing. It could be absolutely anything. So it doesn't make any difference whether your dreams, your hopes, your desires, your goals and dreams. It don't make any difference whether it's a product and you're designing curtains all day, light shades all day, jewelry all day. Or if it's a product and, we're giving them a service. It's still your company. It's still your business, okay? And you're in it to be making profit so you can live comfortably, to get you out of that rat race, to get you out of that merry-go-round. Even if you're absolutely wadded and you're loaded, but you're bored and unfulfilled, well, it's just as important, isn't it, to fulfill your time, to have the life that you want to have, and your imagination. How do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? Okay, so I'll just read these quickly. I hope you've got a pen and paper or screenshot. You can just screenshot, really, can't you? Me, pen and paper. Excuse me. Screenshot it. Okay, so 15 steps and it's all there, and it's a winning formula, and it's as easy as that. Excuse me. Okay, so this is just our business plan template. Now, we have gone over this before, and that's fine. I'm not really all that bothered. Okay, so the business owner, well, that's you. So that's one of the 15 questions answered. That's straight away, isn't it? Slide over there. Business name. What's your business name? Could be anything. It's your business, so it can't be right and it can't be wrong, can it? It's whatever it is that you want. In the same way that whatever you're creating, even if it's a song, well, your drum beats can't ever be wrong because it's your drum beats, isn't it? It's your guitar, chords, isn't it? It's the chords, the way you've used them, the way you've put the music together. So it can't be wrong. It can't possibly be wrong. It's always going to be right. Right, and then the thing that I started saying, but I forgot, and then just remembered, was to be selfish, to be the most selfish as you can be. And that was me example of, well, if I want to just lie in bed all day, drinking coffee and drawing wedding dresses because I'm just a fucking lazy bitch, well, that's fine. If I want to be, that's selfish. That's my dream. That's how I see myself. That's how I see myself. Lying in bed, drawing wedding dresses, work when I want, as long as you put the hours in, put a bit of effort in, put a bit of action in, do it, have the confidence to do it. And be selfish, be very, very selfish. Because when you're selfish and decisive and, goal orientated and, have visualized it, envisioned it, well, ultimately, that product or the service is of benefit to society. And like the world, isn't it? That's what then you're offering. That's your bit of, something that you're offering to society. So by you being selfish actually benefits everybody around you and, the whole worldwide on the larger scale, doesn't it? So don't feel guilty about being selfish. It's actually very selfless to be selfish. I'm just gonna what am I gonna design? I'm gonna write books all day long. I'm just gonna write books in my garden, selfishly eating, drinking, and being merry all day long by myself, just writing these books all day long, quite selfishly, pleasing myself, what makes me the happiest, what pleases me the most, what satisfies me the most. Well, sitting in my garden, writing books in it. Okay, quite selfish. Well, that's very selfless because next thing I've then released a collection of novels for society to enjoy, for their escapism, for their recreational time, for their enjoyment and their pleasure. But it was me that was like sat seriously and studiously, took myself seriously, writing, these things behind the scenes, the serious one, the quiet one, the calm one, the creative one, the imaginative one, and that's what it's all about. Creating. You are the ultimate creator. God created everything and made you in his image. Therefore, you then are the creator. You have, that, instilled in you, that's inbuilt in you, and then you tap into it, and it could be anything. It could be anything because your creations, no matter kind of how simple they are, how funny they are, how silly they are, you still did it seriously. You might have a t-shirt range, with full of memes on it. Is that what they're called? Jokes on it. You might have that kind of thing on it. So it was funny. It made everyone laugh, these funny t-shirts. Kiss me quick cat. Kiss me quick cats, wasn't it? But, you were the one sat seriously putting it together. Well, we'll have, an array of colours t-shirts. We'll have whatever design on the front in whatever kind of different contrasting fabric, material, whatever the case may be. I forgot what I was even saying then. Right, I can't remember. So I'll come back to this. So it doesn't matter. So, like, just because even if you're producing a funny thing, you're still doing it very seriously. And if you are creating something of humour and people take you as a joke and they don't take you seriously anyway, that's a stigma. We'll push through that. That's an external stigma that we'll push through. And we will take ourselves seriously and we'll do our funny, quirks, our funny products, but we'll be doing it seriously, quietly, confidently, endurance from start to finish, and we won't stop. And it's simple step by steps, and you just don't have to ever worry about the how. Well, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get it out there? How am I going to get out there? Well, wear a sandwich board with your products and walk up and down the streets all day long if you need to. Get on every single platform and just in your wine glasses that you've just designed, your wine glasses, make 1,000 adverts because, it will get out there, won't it? And, you can do it by yourself. You don't need, making money. It's not spending money and it's taking money. It's not even making money. It's taking money. We're not making it. We don't work at the Royal Mint. We're taking money. We're taking other people's money. Now, what would they like to give you money for? What are they giving you money for? Well, Susie wanted a service, didn't she? So she wanted to give you her money and she wanted a bit of service back, didn't she? my games. Well, someone wants to give me some money because they want one of my games, don't they? It's that way round. Okay. So, remember that it's about, taking money. It's not spending money. It's not called let's spend loads of money. Come on, Rebecca's channel, and we'll just spend loads of money. Oh, and I've just seen this, right? I didn't actually look through it a minute ago. I've not pulled out this for absolutely ages. Right, now, I sent off, there's nothing proper details on there. Right, it was an Innovate Design company. It was, it don't really, it was whatever to, flip it over, going to totally hide that, I hope that was blurred. Okay, so I did actually do it. So, when I'm talking about stuff, I've actually done it, so I'm not, head full of magic. Okay. So that one that I got out first is like £1,400 something. So I sent whatever it was off to, whatever it was, a couple of things I sent off anyway. And then and then for two of them, they give me a quote, didn't they? For each one, for a bit of their help. And it's not Dragon's Den. This is like two different, like this was something else. I sent off these two designs, it was all properly pitched. And then they sent me back the quote, and it was for each thing, £1,440 and £1,440. So, added together, £2,880. So do I want to spend £3,000 on my, on my set up? That's what it is, isn't it? They're going to help me set up for £3,000. They're going to help me set up. Okay, so now the things that they're saying, well, they'll make a poster for me. Well, I can do that myself. What else did they say? Hang on a minute. I can't show it. It's got my house address on it. I didn't even realise. You'll all be trying to move in with me, won't you? Right, so what were they going to do? The things that they were going to offer, they're like offering 15 things, and I am going to come to it. I'm going to forget that for a minute. So they were going to do 15 things for me, and they were providing a service, weren't they? With maybe a bit of productivity involved in it. The poster, a billboard, a website, whatever it is that they were going to do, but broken down to their 15 points and 15 contributions. Well, broken down, I can do that, you can do that, you can make a poster. Even if you got out a packet of felt tips and drew your own amateur, childlike kind of posters, well, who says it's right and who says it's wrong? Yours is right. No matter how you do it, it will be right. And once you put it out there, you'll get the people, it will appeal to whoever it's going to appeal to. So have faith in yourself, have confidence in yourself. Hi, Gareth. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for joining us. Just talking a little bit about business, and we're just following 15 steps. So I will just go over them. I won't kind of go too much, in depth about them. So business owner, that's you. Business name, it could be anything. You could call it absolutely anything that your heart desires. It could be like, a word that you make up yourself. Don't make any difference. Okay, so then your business phone number, your business email address, and an address if you need a location. That's like dependent on that, isn't it? But they're free, aren't they? You can get free SIM cards from anywhere, can't you? And an email's free and relatively easily to set up, so you can do that yourself. Address, whether whatever. Your business summary, well, what is it? It's a product, it's a service, it's a dining set, it's furniture, it's a service, it's a private investigation service. We're going to private investigate, we're going to find missing people, we're going to, whatever that service. What did Magnum PI used to do in his red card and his moustache? Can you remember? And he was on his own. I think he had one bit of a sidekick, did he? But, he did it very independently. Okay, so, and are we in thingy there? Are we in focus? So I'm going to put my head around here. Business aims. What's your business aims? To contribute to society, to offer, to make people's lives easier, to enrich people's lives, to bring a bit of fun into their lives, to help society, to help bonding, to help educate. Could be absolutely anything. What's your business aims? Well, I design beds all day long, so I want people to be comfortable. I want them to be affordable. I want them to be presentable. I want them to be impressive. What's your business aim? Do you want people to sleep well, to walk into the bedrooms and, it looks lovely and they're happy to be there? And, because the beds are so well made, then these people are sleeping better. And because they're sleeping better, they're more energized the next day. The bodies are more rested the next day. The bodies are recovering through the sleep, so they're feeling better the next day after a good night's sleep. Why do you want to run my own business? Well, maybe you have a lot of other commitments, other responsibilities, other obligations. So you might be limited in time, have to work unsociable hours on your own business. And that's why it suits you. You might be looking after, dependent people. So you actually, can only work through the night or, late in the evening. So that's why you want to work for yourself. So you can work the hours that you're available, not because you're working some 9 to 5 and you've got to be there 9 to 5, someone else's hours. You work on someone else's time. You work on your own time. Now, why do I want to run my own business? Because I want to be a multi-millionaire. And that's my goals, dreams and desires. And, I have no doubt in my mind, I'm quite comfortable now, so, I'm coming from kind of like a reasonable place, quite comfortable. I dare say we all are. So education and previous experience, anything that's relevant, and it could be anything, experiences, education. Now, you don't need master's degrees in everything. You don't need a £30,000 loan or debt for your education. If you, on the internet, go on any search engine and can research specifically what you specifically need, okay, what you particularly need, okay, just for your own selfish, just for your own requirements, okay. So, I might want to make tables and, dining tables all day long. Well, it's a piece of square wood on the top and it's got 4 legs. That's about it. So my education, well, how do I use a drill? How do I, when you've got a piece of wood and you've got like the 2 bits of the 1 bit slots in, how do I cut that properly? What tools do I need? How do I work, out how the angles go? Well, I'll quickly just look on a tutorial. Or experience. Well, my daddy used to make dining tables all day long. So for 48 years, I've been making dining tables. I've got no qualifications in carpentry. But because of experience and what I was exposed to, I'm very competent in that area. So, excuse me. That's my experience. Could be anything. You might not be experienced. And again, we push through that stigma. Don't matter if you're experienced or not. You can recreate yourself. Don't matter if you're experienced or not. You can teach an old dog new tricks, can't you? You can start again, can't you? You can change your life, can't you? You can kind of, turn your back on your old life and turn your front onto a new, venture, your new life, your new successes, new dreams. And you dream big, and then you dream even bigger. And it's only inanimate objects. Well, can I get a drill? Can I get some wood? Well, next thing, I've got an engraving machine, haven't I? So now I'm engraving the top of my tables, aren't I? Next thing, I've got like a router. So I'm like doing all the legs, and they're all stylish and designed, aren't they? Next thing, I've got a £10,000 dining table on my hands, haven't I? So it didn't really matter, if I was experienced or educated. I can start with a square piece of wood and 4 square legs, and they're a tenner, and I'm selling them on the market all day long. And then with progression and experience, well, next thing I'm doing, £20,000, £30,000 dining table that's going to be on a super yacht somewhere, because now I've got brackets on the floor and it's welded down to the floor. And when I've made my legs, I've made bracket bits where I can now drill it and nail it to the floor on a super yacht, and it's heavyweight, it's not going to slide anywhere, it's safe and it's secure, and it's purpose made for a specific target audience, isn't it? Specific target market, should I say, or either way. Okay, so that's why I want to run my own business. Creation. I've loved creating it. I could sit there all day long. It like brings you back to your childhood. Or, hi, I'm you. Oh, thanks, Demon Boy. Hey, Demon Boy, got something for you. Hey, got something for you. Got something for you, Demon Boy. But you're very, very welcome. Honestly, it takes all sorts to make the world go round, doesn't it? And on that note, listen, you, Damon Boy, it just made me laugh that, all these haters, the angry mob, all of them, you can't have heroes if there weren't any villains. Okay, so when you get all your haters, your attacks, generally speaking, whoever. You can't have heroes if you've not got any villains, can you? So we'll keep that one. Welcome, Damon. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Tommy. Greetings from Slovakia. Well, thank you very, very much. You're very, very welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on here. Honestly, I'm delighted. Fantastic. Absolutely delighted that you're on. I'm just stopping by. Special to spread some love and positivity. Also, hit the like button, please. Let's build up our algorithm. And on that note, right, so you can help, with the algorithm. That was psychic one. Do you know, I can't believe that. Right, it's about the algorithm. Thank you very much, Tommy. Have a blessed day. I'm sure we all will. Okay, whether we wished it or not, we will have a blessed day. We will enjoy our day. We'll find delights in the small things. We'll love it all. We'll love everything about it. Oh, and I'll tell you something. I'll tell you another story in a minute. Oh, it's dead funny. Right, but algorithm. Right, so say then, for example, any platform. Thanks, Tommy. So on any, when I sent it off to this Innovate Design, I can't remember the name of it. It doesn't even matter. They could, or anyone, and they could say, well, on a social media platform, I could be paying for this space, can't I? Invisible virtual space. I'll pay £10,000. Please, will you put my thing out there? Will you get it all out there? Because ultimately I'm going to profit because it's going to get my game out there, isn't it? But it's not called spending money. It's not called spending money. I'm not going to pay £2,000 for that space. All I'll do is persevere and keep turning up. I'll keep turning up. I'll keep turning up. It's either algorithm, or if you've built yourself up to such a, like a credible, recognised number, and then they start adding on the adverts, don't they? You then, what's the word? You then eligible. You're then eligible to have the adverts linked to yourself, aren't you? So then you're getting your ad revenue, aren't you? So it's all about money anyway. So we're not going to spend £2,000 to get it out quick. We'll do it. £2,000, get me out there. No, we'll persevere. We'll do it from strong, steady foundations, and we'll work and chip away at it step by step, and whatever we've imagined it, the the end. We will get there. We'll get there. It's as easy as getting 4 pieces of wood for the legs, a piece of wood for the top, and that's it, done. Oh, and on that note as well, you don't even have to have the product. You don't have to have the product. Right, and on one of these, right, it's not, I didn't even read it, right, I just pulled it out because I've not seen it for ages. And one of them, it says, draw a picture of your design, it says it somewhere, draw a picture of your design. So, you know, on that note, I don't have to turn up with a dining table to try and sell it. I can just create the visual image of it, and that's what's going out. So then they'll give me the 20 quid. Oh, I love that image of your table. It looks fantastic. They're going to send me that £20, and then with their £20, I'll go and buy that square piece of wood and 4 pieces of wooden legs and 4 nails, and I'll hammer it together all day long and ship it out. In fact, it wasn't £20, it was £23 because I had to put £3 on for the posting and packaging. So I didn't even have a product. Whatsoever. And as far as services go, well, you've got your leaflet, haven't you? And then on your leaflet, you've got the services that you're providing. So if you want to be a private investigator and you want to start that company, and to set up a company, it's free. It's free to set up a business. It's free to set up a company. I think you might need to pay for trademarks, and you might need to register with, in the UK it's called the company house. You have to register your company with them, right? So there might be 2 kind of small charges. So I might sell my telly, sell whatever, an old laptop, you know, get 100 quid for an old laptop, and that can pay for me trademarks. Okay. Okay. So don't be scared, have no fear about setting up your own company, your own business, right? We'll get a quick job at Wendy's. We'll get a couple, just for a month, quick job at Wendy's, got £1,000 at the end of the month, okay? And that'll pay for it. Simple as that. Or yeah, we're selling something, you know, selling the laptop, selling the dog, selling the kids, selling whatever it is that you're selling. No, don't sell kids. We don't do anything like that on this channel. Don't do anything like that. Now, the thing that prevents people from then going further, or what stops them, or what puts a doubt in the mind, is that, oh, I'm going to get taxed, I'm going to have to pay this, I'm going to have to pay, you know, whatever it is that you've got. And that's what we come on to, the policies. Okay. I'm going to have to pay the tax, I'm going to have to pay this, I'm going to have to pay that. Well, you only have to pay in proportion, in relation to the income of it all. So I could set up a company now. I want to be a private investigator, don't I? I want to be Magnum PI. I want to be a honey trap. I want to be a honey trap. That's my company. You know, I want to do that. Now I'll set it up. I'll set up my company. I'm a private investigator. You know, that's what I'm going to go for. I want to be a private investigator. Now I'll set up the company so it's a registered, legitimate company. That's that. Now, after that, depending on, well, I'll set it up, but I might never ever take on a job. Well, I don't want to work for Susie. I don't want to do that job. You know, I don't want to do whatever they're phoning me up asking me to do that. I don't want to do it. And if by the end of the year I've not sold a product, because, you know, whatever, I've not done the service, well, if I've had no income, well, the percentage, you know, your typical, whatever your percentage is for your taxes, well, 0% of 0% is nothing. So you're never going to be paying for anything, are you? Now, if I'm working from 6 a.m. till 12 at night, following this guy, being a private investigator, finding missing people, you know, keeping track of whatever it is, on your list. I'm offering that service. I do videos, I do follows, I do finding people, all the services that you're providing. Say if I make £10 billion selling my games, selling my private investigation services. Well, if I make £1 billion and I'm going to get taxed, say if I made £10 billion and then I'm going to get taxed £1 billion, well, it's nothing, is it? You've already made it. You've already got it, so yeah, you will have to pay tax, but from the percentage out of your income, it's nothing. You won't even feel it. It's like in proportion, it's nothing. And your outgoings only come when you start getting established and an accomplished company, once the money starts coming in. So you don't even have to worry about that. If there's no money coming in, well, there's no money going out, is there? Product or service. If there's loads of money coming in, which is what we're hoping for, well, yeah, we have got then the money to then do it as an outgoing, haven't we? So it's as simple as that. Okay, so what are we selling? So it could be a product. Now, it's only an inanimate object. God gave you the gift of creation. You can design anything. You can create anything. It's all an inanimate object. It can't possibly be wrong because it's your own design. What we're selling, just an inanimate object. And you need to start seeing it like that. That's all it is. God gave you the creation. So then you think about the category that you want to work in. Well, I'm very sporty. I want to be designing footballs all day long. I want to be designing football goal posts all day long. I love being at home. I want to design fences all day long. I love driving in my car. I want to design, pimped up alloys all day long, So it's an inanimate object. You've got the power, of creation inside you, and then you're just creating an inanimate object. It's as simple as that. And services is for people, isn't it? So what do people need? What are they after? What will help them? And it's just the same to enrich people's lives. Okay, so just because they're not walking away with, boxes of products, it's the service that they're getting, so there is a charge. So describe the product or service that you're selling. Okay, so once you've got the clarity in yourself and you go, well, it's a board game, isn't it? For myself, mine's a board game. It's a product, excuse me. It's let's have a sip of this. Okay, so describe my product, draw it, put it on virtual, whatever it's going to be. Describe my product. Well, it's a board game. There's lots of versions of it. There's the original version with an objective. And because of the objective, I've then designed, wait a minute. Because I've done it like the game, it's got an objective, and because of the objective, I've then been able to adapt it to. I've got the original version for the family, haven't I? But then because of that, I can adapt it to a baby version, an adult version, an online version, a personal version, a different country version, a cultural version, anything, the breakthrough, what's my product? Okay, so it's just a board game, and ultimately it's a piece of cardboard. My inanimate object is a cardboard, a die, and some components, some bits of plastic. That's all it is. So the creativity is my superpower, isn't it? And then the inanimate objects is it's a piece of cardboard, it's a die, and it's some plastic components, and that's it. That's it. Okay. And that's the behind the scenes, isn't it? It's as simple as that. And there's no way that you'll fail. No way in a million years. So that's the product. Service. Well, my service is I'm setting up a honey trap company. Okay. It's available to anybody. The services is I'm going to be following them. I'm going to be getting visual evidence. What? Oh, I don't even know. It shows that I'm not even like that, really. It was just an example. What service? Private investigation. Private investigator. So I'm going to find, missing people. I'm going to see who's stealing out of my company. And my company's massive now, but money's going missing. I'll get the private investigator in. They're the mole in my company. They can investigate kind of, under the radar. And then we'll find it was the accounts team, won't it? They're all ripping me off, aren't they? All these haters. Right. But we won't even stop, they're all sacked, and we'll get more trustworthy people in, or we'll just do it ourselves. Or that's when it comes on to policies. What's your policies? Which sounds like quite serious, very serious and what have you. But, your policy is that, well, when I've got an accounts team, they're a registered company. That's one of my policies, my legal binding policy. Well, accounts, it has to be a recognisable body. Solicitors to sign it all off. Well, if that's what's expected and required of me, well, I can do that anyway. That's the only two things that you ever need to pay for out of people, unless you're qualified yourself. Accounts team and legal side of stuff. Okay, so describe the product. Okay, describe the target market or customer. So people, it's just people, isn't it? Okay, I'll describe our target market. Customer, it's people, whether it's a service, someone wants the nails doing, someone wants the hair doing, someone wants, what other services are there? Chef, a chef coming into your house. I want a chef every Monday to prepare a week's worth, 42 meals for me that week. I'll provide all the food, all the, containers. But I need the service of a chef. I need the service of the chef, So they're coming in, aren't they? What's my target people? So it's always about all is for people, isn't it? And describe my target market, describe the customer. Well, it's all for customers. The product is for customers, isn't it? And so that's when, you need to think about, I've designed these shoes, what I said before. My target market, I want to be selling them to multi-billionaires. So in that case, I'm designing shoes of value of £10,000. That's my target market. I've designed my board game. I've done a travel version. I've done a travel version, an online version of all the versions. I adapted. That was the word I was looking for. And I know I remembered it, but, I don't know. Okay. So describe my time thinking, oh God, what was I saying then? I put myself off. I do that all the time. Saying one thing, think of a second thing, and then forget my first thing. Oh yeah, right. So I've all my versions, so you can read it. All my versions, I've done in a travel size version. So my original games, it's a bit 3D, it's a bit all that, it's vibrant, it's amazing. But the travel version is like a flat pack, it's cards, it's flat. Now, my target market for my travel version, which ultimately just looks like a deck of cards, either is suitable for people living in limited space. So it's available, everyone's included, everybody's welcome to it. Even if you're living in a, small environment, well, it doesn't take up a lot of room if you want to pack it away. And while you're playing with it, it doesn't take up a lot of room either. Or my target market, my super yacht customers, when I'm in Monaco or Barbados or I don't even know where all the super yachts are, and I've just got, me trolley full of, what they call travel version size. Well, it's available to people on super yachts. Well, it can fit in your pocket. It fits in some of the cupboards in your super yacht. It takes up little space, but it offers a lot of entertainment, things like that. Hi, guys. Hi, Brad. Is it Bradley? Brantley. I can't quite see it. Do you know why I'm like a bit struggling? And my phone's like that, and I've got the screen facing me, but I've got the light above me, so the light's like shining on it a little bit, so I can't see it. But hi, guys. Oh, that's a long surname. It looks like super yacht as well, doesn't it, your surname? Okay, so my travel version, okay, the target market is for people in limited space, limited environment, or for multi-billionaires on their super yacht. That's my target market. Honestly, everything is doable. Don't ever put yourself off. You have the last say. You have the last say. You have the last say. I can't get to Monaco. Can't sell it to all these people, all these posh, rich, whatever people. Actually, yes, I can. It's £100 for a flight there. I'll get my flight there. And, I have got the confidence to kind of speak to people and approach people and sell my ideas, sell the product, so yeah, I can do it. And that's my final word. That's my final say. And I will have the final say. And so will you, for yourself, for your own inner conflict and for any external conflicts. Oh, she won't do it. She won't. What? Can't buy a flight to Monaco. Anyone can get a flight to Monaco. Anyone can get a flight wherever. So the people, she can't do it, can do whatever I like. And, where there's a will, there's a way. And everything's available to you, just as much as anybody else. But, that she can't do it. Well, what part of me getting a plane ticket, me getting on a plane, me going to a harbour, me having a bag full of whatever, me sorting out my policies of, what's the legal requirements for sales in a different country? Do I need a visa? What part of me applying for a visa, paying for a flight, can't I do? Well, I can, can't I? We all can. So we're not having the naysayers. We're not having that. And we'll have the last say. We will have the final word. Okay, so that's that. So that's that. Okay, market research findings. Simple as asking your mates, hey, what do you think about this? Tell them, I think I might write a book. Yeah, I'm sure you're very creative. You're very imaginative. I'm sure you can write a book. Oh, yeah, I think I can, can't I? Would you read a book? Would you buy? Yeah, I love reading. Right, okay. So that's one possible customer, isn't it? That's, something that there is, I've just found out, people do still read books and they do still read. So that's two things I found out in about 2 seconds, And then my game, when I've actually, had it out and a couple of people, whatever, and they were dead excited, like playing it properly. That was my market research. It was like a very real thing, So your market research, do you like playing games? Well, are you very isolated and, spend your time just online all the time? Well, that's fine because there's an online version and it's an interactive online version where people can play with each other. So it don't matter if you're an isolated, introverted, quiet, homebody, you still are included. You can just do it virtually, play with us all virtually, play it online virtually with us all. So everybody is included. So my market research, I just asked you, do you have your friends round and would you play my board game? Well, you've got no friends and you don't want people in your house. Well, that's fine, because then I now know that. So I've now made it available online. Okay. Marketing strategy. Very, very easy. I could wear a t-shirt, a hat, a coat, a scarf with my name all over it, can't I? Marketing strategy. Tell everyone all about it. Tell my family, my friends. Can you tell everyone? Can you post it on your social media? Can you help us out here a little bit? Can you promote it, advertise it, get the word out about it? My local area. Well, if I'm walking around in a t-shirt, everyone's going to see it, whether they kind of comment, whether they approach you, whether they don't. Your website, your online, the local environment, like I said about the chairs before. Well, if you're designing chairs, you can have a chair shop. You can do it all online, or you can go into every restaurant, every school, every college, every office space, and selling it there, can't you? That's your marketing strategy. Well, I'll go round 100 offices a day. I'll promote and pitch my product, my service, whatever, it is. And I'm sure out of, the law of probability, I'm sure we'll get some sales in, or it might only take one sale anyway, for, to be your breakthrough. So have faith in yourself, have confidence in yourself. People want your wares. Okay, SWOT analysis. So that's like things like your competition. Okay. It's about your competition, the location, the environment, the area, things like that. The competition. Well, there's loads of board games out there. Well, that's good, because it shows it's like, a growing thing. Or, well, if there's 100 other board games, that's great, because then ultimately there will be a shop then selling board games, won't there? If I was the only person with no competition, there was only my board game, I couldn't then go round to 1,000 game shops a day asking if they would, buy my games to put in their shop, because there wouldn't even be shops available. So the competition there benefits me, doesn't it? As simple as that. That's what that's all about, the competition. How does it benefit you? So things like the game board shop. We've got a game board shop. How have other people that have produced games, they've made like a poster in it, so now I'm looking at theirs going, well, their poster looks, quite boring, quite plain, quite nondescript. It doesn't catch your eye. It's, it doesn't draw any attention. You kind of walk past it, and they had to tell you that there was, the poster advertising another board game, and you just walk past it. So then you take that to your advantage, and it benefits yourself. So then when you're designing, creating, producing your poster, well, it will be vibrant, it will be colourful, it will be eye-catching, it will bang and flash out at you, it will be captivating and catch your attention. My adult version of the game, God, that's going to catch, people's attention. Will it make them laugh? Will it make them blush? Will it make them, it'll wake people up? Shocking? Will it shock people into attention? Because the posters I've just seen, hi, is it Itchy? Hiya, Itchy. Very, very welcome. Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining us today. I hope this helps. We're just talking. We're following our dreams. Anything is possible for those who believe. victory and success over everything. Am I thinking positive or am I thinking negative? Okay. And then you decide. And then if you are thinking negative, I'll tell you what, let's flip the script and let's think positive. Let's have the confidence to think positive about ourselves, our future and our lives. And let's take our lives in our own hands, simple as that. You take your own life in your own hands. Okay. And that's, when it comes down to, well, if you're failing, it 100% it's down to yourself. Even if a million people are against you, you can't even blame them million people at all. If you're letting them all bother you, well, that's you that's letting them bother you. You don't let them bother you. You combat it. You override it. You rise higher than it. Once you're victorious, everything, they can't even touch you. They're not even on the same line. Who are you talking about? Okay, so now pricing. This is what I said before, be very, very realistic about it. If you're going, just a £5, we'll call it a £5. Well, people think it's not going to last 5 minutes. Your service, well, if you're only charging a £5, you mustn't be offering a very good service. Whereas if you're going, well, it's £200 for the consultation, it's whatever it is per service, it's, that X amount for that service, it's that for that, it's that for that. Once you put, good high value on, your service or your product, well, people want it more. And especially the elite, they want something unique, something different, something that only they've got. God, I've got my own private investigator, and they're in my company now like a mole, fishing out all these, betrayers, all these whatever. And pricing, well, the elite, they want them shoes that are £10,000. They want to show off to their friends that they've got £10,000, and they actually got a pair in each colour just to rub it in your face, didn't they? They love all that, so they'd happily spend £10,000 on your pair of shoes. Whereas if you're spending them for a £5, they wouldn't even. Do you think I won't caught dead in that? They won't be caught dead in them pairs of shoes, even if it was the same fabric, the same style, the same design, the same, sole on it, the same heel on it, the same everything about it. If you went, well, it's £5, they don't want it. If it's £500,000, well, they do want it, and it's the same thing, isn't it? So have faith in your pricing and keep it real as well. Or the thing like them shoes, I'll design my first ones and they'll be £10,000. They're the ones I'm going to actually design first. I'm going to design them first. And there's only a couple of pairs. They're going, to, people of wealth. So then after that, we're then making them for £20, aren't we? For everybody else, 20 quid, aren't they? And everybody can get their hands on a pair, can't they? Okay, so that's what your pricing's about. So we're aiming high end. We're always thinking high end. That's what we're always thinking about. Expenses, okay? We're spending money. We're not setting up a business where, it's negative equity. We're trying to be of the profit, okay? So expenses are all included in your pricing. So, well, it's, a tenner for your piece of wood, tenner for your 4 legs, a couple of quid for your nails, and, your £5 for your shipping. So then, well, you spent £4,000 getting educated, didn't you? You spent a full week doing it, so that's like 40 hours on it. What else? You've had to have travel expenses when you've had to pick up the parts that you've needed, to make your products. So all you have to do is break it down and sit there with a pen and paper. Well, I need travel expenses. I need a wage out of it. I need the money for the raw the raw materials. I need the money for the shipping. And then once you've got that price, so collectively in total, it's 50 quid. So we'll get the £50 off them. And then with that £50, we'll buy the wood, we'll buy the legs, we'll ship it out. You know, and time's are just as important as money. It really is. Okay, so profit forecast for the first 6 months. So you do it like really 2 ways. Personally, the way, I think it's a bit simpler is, if you need, to cover your overheads, your outgoings, you need, £1,000, don't you? You've got your rent, you've got your bills, you've got your mortgage, you've got your car payments, you've got, your phone contracts, you've got whatever it is that you've got, don't know. And you need £1,000. We live off £1,000 a month, don't we? We need that £1,000. Well, if I'm selling products at £100, say, I only need to sell 10, don't I? I need to sell 10 in a month, 10 per month. So 10 a month. So I only need to sell 1 every 3 days. Okay? 1 of my products every 3 days. That's not a lot of pressure. That's not a lot of pressure at all. That's like quite simple or very achievable. It is doable. You can do it, and you can break it down like that. I need £1,000 per month. My product's £100, so I need to sell, whatever of them. 10 of them, whatever, and then, you work it out like that. That's the way you work it out. Or, what's your profit? Well, you could then do it the other way. Well, it always costs me a tenner. I'm selling them for 20 quid, so I'm always going to make a tenner. So the more I sell, the more money I get. The more I sell, I'm going to be selling it on market stores, selling it in shops, selling it privately, selling it online, selling it to my family and friends, selling it to everyone on the street, selling it to everyone, and every 10 I'm going to get 20, 10, 20, 20, adds up. And then, in that way, at the end of the month, we made 10 grand, whatever for tax. We made £1,000, whatever for tax. We made nothing, nothing for tax, no outgoings. Okay, so that's just your profit. So it's up to you how you do it, depending kind of what circumstances, situations you are and what suits yourself. And that's why you'll always be able to do it. There's no reason why you won't. And I must remember to tell you my story. To develop. Okay, business protection, security policies. Okay, and quite a lot online as well, isn't there? A lot of cyber security, so encrypted passwords, things like that, But the policies, it sounds very serious, doesn't it? It sounds like a little bit challenging, a little bit above our kind of, over our heads. But your policies, well, what would be your tax code? That's one policy, isn't it? A policy of safety on my games. People choke on small things, so I'll put that warning on it, don't I? So everybody knows. That's a policy, isn't it? About following safety procedures. If I end up wrapping it in cellophane, well, excuse me, people suffocate, don't they, if put it over their heads. So I will then, on my product, at risk of suffocation if you put the, packaging, anywhere near your mouth and your nose, or, it does contain small parts, so not suitable for children. That's one policy, isn't it? My safety. If I'm Magnum PI in me, my red sports car and I'm flashing around everywhere, well, one of my policies is your car following the legal requirements? Have you got the tax, the insurance, the MOT up to date? Are they relevant? That's your policy. It's as easy as that. It's as simple as that. If you're in location where there's CCTV? Have you got a sign up saying that these people are on CCTV? So they know that, don't they? You know, what's the policies? What are your policies? And it only has to be relevant to yourself. Okay, so you don't have to feel bombarded or it's overbearing. It's, oh, how can I work out the law and legalities, the legal system? Well, you don't. It's just whatever's pertaining to your product, your service, and your requirements. So keep it simple, stupid. We don't have to make it complicated. We don't have to make a meal out of it. You know, you don't have to make a meal out of it, do you? So that's it, just out of those ones. So, you know, I hope you're doing it in real time. Jot it all down, write your ideas down. You know, ultimately, you have the last word in your own mind, whether it's internal or external. And confidence just means doing it anyway. Have the confidence just to do it anyway. If you look up the definition of confidence, all it says is confidence, just doing it anyway, regardless of the stigmas, the doubts, the opposing opinions. You know, just do it anyway. I have the confidence to do, you know, to do it anyway, to just do it anyway, to do it anyway. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so that was that. Right. That's that. I'm not going to go through these, but I will do another time because, what are we, an hour and 25 minutes? That's fine. Okay, and this is just the same. It's 15 and then another 15, right? I literally just pulled it out and I've not actually looked through it for ages. I've not looked through it for ages. And I'm going to be doing it. We're going to be doing it together. We're just going to be doing it together. So practice your pitch. Know what you want from, you know what you want for your pitch. Well, you're after sales, aren't you? You're after getting your to be known. You want your product or service to be known. What do I want? What do you want? Well, I want someone to invest. I want someone to buy. I want someone to whatever. You know, what do you want? What do you want from it all? Practice pitch. Yeah, and that's one of that's quite a key one. This will be an only cost, literally an only cost. And this is one of your policies. Do you own all the intellectual property in your business products? You know, so for example, do you own your company logos? Do you own your trademarks? So then and you do want this. You want this massively because that's when people can't steal it off you, can they? You know, you don't want that. Yours is yours, and you're trying to, you know, build up your empire, leave a legacy, enjoy your life, have the life that you want. Because you're entitled to it. You're entitled to the life that you want, and that's that. Okay, so right, so I'll leave that. I'm not going to go through any more about that. Right, oh, look at me, like a newsreader, don't I? Right, but we will go on it and we'll do it together. And, you know, make sure you got your pen and your paper and you jot it down, or just rewatch the video, you know, a few times, right? Are you going to see me? And I got blind. I don't want to. Right, I'm going to have to do it a bit sideways, aren't I? Right, so I did a short, right, Guns N' Roses and Get in the Ring. I did a short, it was only like 40 odd seconds. And no one, I think there's only like, you know, say a couple of people, a couple of, you know, family or what have you, a few work colleagues, you know, a couple of friends that know I've got this channel. You know, that's fine. This will make its own way out there, won't it? It'll build up its own momentum, you know, and you know, the reason, you know, I'm aiming to help people. Okay, now, so then I did that short yesterday, and just as I was like leaving work, and because I got away, whatever, and then I went, "Oh God, I forgot about this. Watch this." Showed it to whoever, and they started off going, "Oh, great, great." Anyway, so that was that, and then my phone, it wasn't this phone. It's the phone that I'm on here. This one here now. This was the one. Anyway, so got home and well, no, I didn't. No, like, it was like down the road literally, and there's like a bit of a small supermarket, a bit of a shop, a bit of a whatever at the top of my road. Anyway, so I just quickly went in, and it was just for coffee. It was just for coffee, and it was for bread, but I forgot to get me bread. But so then I ended up going back. Right, so I just went in and got me coffee. That was literally it. And all I got was little sachets, 6 for £1. So I'm going to wait to go to wherever tomorrow. Right, it's just for tomorrow morning, really, tonight, tomorrow. Anyway, so I went in, and then, like, all the girls there, the girls in the local supermarket, all dead friendly, hiya Donna, hiya whoever, hiya, all the girls in the supermarket. And there was like loads of kids, like, teenage kids, and like there's like loads of kids. So the women like going, "Come on, it's not community centre. You can't be staying in here. We don't know if you're shoplifting. What you're doing around, going on." So I spent, the bottom line is they must feel very safe with you. It's a safe environment. You must make them feel, rapport and ambience, must be very welcoming. They want to be there, because these kids, 20, 30 kids, I swear to God, there's like 20, 30 kids. Could have been anywhere, and they chose to be there. And there's like a little bit of like not a roof, like a porch thing, and like all, and there's somewhere in the shop. They're on the bikes. There's boys and girls, mixed group on the bikes, all say, all together, good kids, our future. They're our future, aren't they? Anyway, so then when I was coming out, like chatting to the kids, then going, when, like, you got as much right to be there as anyone else, and don't take any notice, and listen to what they're saying, just having a chat and having a laugh, nothing. And so then I was like, see ya. And I went home. Well, halfway, they went, "Oh God, I forgot bread." I only went in the shop for 2 things, and I forgot one thing, right? Yo, hey Caleb. Yo. So I went into the shop for 2 things, and me being me, only remembered one thing. So I was halfway down the street on foot. And I was like going, "Oh God, I've forgotten bread." Turned around, went back, and all the kids were still there. So I was going, "Look at me." I went, "This is what happens when you get to my age. Forget my head if it wasn't screwed on." So they're all laughing, still there. They've not been kind of bullied out or pushed out, and telling them, they're valuable. They're as valued customers and members of society as everybody else, as anybody else. They're just as valued, they're just as valid. It's like to instill that message into them. So I went in, got me double reduced bread, 38 pence, okay? So then I came back out, and I was like, they were just there, whatever. So when I went, "Oh, do you swear?" So they went, "What?" So I went, "Oh, let me just show you this." Because they weren't upset by the girls, kind of kicking them out of the shop. But, I don't know if they were bothered or not. So I went, "Well, do you swear?" Right, so I put it on. So, well, I'm going to put it on, obviously. Right, I'm just going to do it like... and I'll kick your bitch little ass. Ding! Right, brilliant. Right, so I showed them that like as a joke, or not as a joke because it was serious, but I just showed them going, tell them that next time, tell them that, yeah, just egging them on, and they were just having a laugh anyway. So I swear to God, there was like 30 kids, about 20, 30 kids there were, all together. So I like, watch this. So I like held up my phone for them all to see. They all like just stopped and watched me, my performance and me, little short. Couldn't believe it, like we're laughing. And when it finished, they all started clapping. So I was like an applaud junkie then, wasn't I? Going, yeah, like dancing and dead happy with myself, so I've never done that before. Don't go around showing crowds of people, my videos. It was nothing like that. I just wanted to share that story though. Actually, the one time when I did, I had like an audience, a real life audience of like 20, 30 kids. And at the end of showing them this 40, 50-second short that I'd done, they were all clapping and, like dead enthusiastic and buzzing about it, so they were all happy. And took it serious as well. You take yourself seriously. And, anyone that kind of tries to kind of rain on your parade, well, shame on them. Shame on them. It says a lot about them and it says nothing about you, nothing about your abilities, nothing about your capabilities, and nothing about what you're capable of achieving and accomplishing. And, at the end of the day, it's your life and none of these things are going to restrict you. You get the life and the lifestyle and the life that you want, and you are allowed it, you are entitled to it, and you can do it, it's achievable for you. So I do hope that's helped. I am absolutely delighted at you joining me on this live. I couldn't be more, grateful, flattered, really pleased, really appreciate it, because it does give you a little bit back, half the time on my phone, it like says there's 0, there's no one watching, and it's some likes, so I appreciate the likes as well. So to kind of see that there's, a handful of people there, that's motivational for me. That's inspirational for me. And, this will help you. I do know this will help you. Positive mental attitude. Am I thinking positive or am I thinking negative? Confidence just means just doing it anyway. And the stuff that you're producing, designing or creating can't possibly be wrong. Even if I wanted to design a square football, well, my range of square footballs, how can they be wrong? Nothing that you create can ever be wrong, can it? Because it's the way you create it. Or your logo, my box of my game, the box of my game can never be wrong because it's the way I want it to be. It's my design. It's, by my own design, so that's that. So I will leave it there now. I think I've chewed your ear off, haven't I? Go and get a fresh drink and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that, right? But I have got do I look like a bank? Because I've got a lot of interest. Right, while I've got your attention, I'm going to be doing a live tomorrow morning. I'm going to be doing it about, in UK time, it'll be about, I'll say 10 o'clock or something, about 9:30, 10 o'clock. I do wake up very early, but I'm going to try and make it like a bit of a reasonable time. And it will be tomorrow because it'll be light and I'm probably going to be outside so, we can see. So in the UK, it'll be 10 o'clock. So wherever you are, and, we have got people, from all sorts of, areas, countries, locations. So even that is, it's like, it's astounding. It's astounding is what it is. I feel astounded that you joined me today. That's how I feel, it's incredible. So tomorrow, for about 10 o'clock, I'm just going to be doing a bit of training outside. Okay, a bit of kickboxing. Let's have a think. Slip, jab, lean, jab, cross, roll. We're going to be learning like a combination of nine, whatever's, a combination of about nine is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. It might sound like it's complicated, but it's not. It's going to be dead easy. And I might even put my kickboxing suit on. I've not worn it for donkey's years. I was thinking, do you know what I might do? I might laundry it tonight, might wash it, I might not, might just put it on anyway, but I might put it on tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of training, just a quick. It's going to be live. We'll do it all together. You're not going to kind of turn into, a 10th degree kickboxer by any, way, shape or form. And, and it isn't even so much about, keeping fit, it'll get you more active than, being sedate watching telly all day. But, it's not going to be kind of, dead physically active, but it's more than doing nothing. So we're doing that about 10 o'clock. So, I do hope you join me. Just basic evasion and strikes. That's all it's going to be. Slip, lean, roll, and then we've got a jab, cross, and we've got uppercuts, and that's it. We're going to do a combination of 9. It's a flow drill. That's what it's called, a flow drill. Going to do that. We'll do it together. Very simple, very basic. It'll be more than doing nothing, even if it's just to kind of get you up off your, just my hands look dead white. God, do you know, right, in real life, they look dead brown, but they look dead white. I'm going to move them now. Hey, put myself back on. Hey, put that back on. I'm going to leave you on that. It just get us up, get us motivated for no particular reason, and we'll just do it, together. It's a flow drill, which just means like a practice thing, innit? Like a practice technique, a practice drill. So then once, we do it together tomorrow, and you can re-watch it on the live or remember it yourself. And then you can do it, all the time yourself then, can't you? A flow drill, just, like a common thing, innit? Whatever. Right, so I'm going to go. I will see you tomorrow, all being well. Punks in the press that won't start shit by putting lies instead of things we said. Bunkering. Fuck you. Really bad bands, they wouldn't know about putting lies, starting controversy, antagonize me, motherfucker. Get in the ring, motherfucker. I'll kick you a bitch little ass, punk. Let's do it. Let's kick ass. Right. I am going to go, and I shall see you tomorrow, all being well. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate it. I'm delighted. It's been fantastic, and I do hope I know you'll get something from it. And perseverance, determination. There's another word, not perseverance, something else as well. Devotion, whatever. I can't remember, but we're going to stick to it. We're going to stick to it till the bitter end. So have a great morning, noon or night, wherever you are. You have a fantastic day, and you make the most of it. You seize the day, don't you? And find joy and pleasure in the little things, appreciate the small blessings, and then bigger blessings start coming for you and start coming to you. So thank you very much. Much love, and I love my boyfriend, right? Adios, amigo. Love God. Bye. Oh, I'm doing that first. There we go. Jesus died for you. So you could live the life that you wanted, the life that you want. Simple as that. Thank you, God. Amen.